Hi, welcome to a very special edition of the Daily Record High School Football Insider, the state championship preview show for Division IV. I'm sports editor Aaron Dorkson along with Mike Plant. Norwayne High School is going to be in the state championship game. They're 13-1. They were ranked number 13 in the final AP poll. They've surprised people all year. They have a lot of believers now. They're going to take on top-ranked Kenton, 14-0. Kenton already has two state championships in their history. The Bobcats and Wildcats will match up Saturday at 3 p.m. at Massillon's Paul Brown Tiger Stadium.
Yeah, and to get there, Aaron, last week the Bobcats went down to New Philadelphia in a stadium named after another legendary coach, Woody Hayes Quaker Stadium, and completely dominated Johnstown 59-28, especially in the second half. Norwayne's offense, I know we've talked about this in our stories all last week and some referred to it this week. Their first 9 possessions, 8 touchdowns and a field goal, and which is going to make them pretty tough to stop. The big point of the game, Norwayne led 24-21 at the half. Took the ball in the opening kickoff, went down and scored, made it 31-21. Johnstown, with their great running back, 3,000-yard rusher Ross Franklin, drove the ball all the way down to the 2-yard line where the Bobcats rose up and stuffed him on a 4th down play. And then Norwayne proceeded to take the ball 98 yards, I think on just 4 plays, Aaron, for a 38-21 lead, and they were off and running.
Before we get into breaking down the matchup of Norwayne versus Kenton, just take a moment and I'm going to explain just how rare it is for a team from our coverage area to make the state football final and give some numbers on even teams this year. Mike, there were 717 schools that had football this year. There's only 12 teams left for this year between the 6 divisions. In our coverage area, since the state playoffs started in 1972, Norwayne is just the 7th team to ever reach the state championship game for football. No team's been there since 2002 Smithville, and you know, these are just, it's a ride of a lifetime for the fans, for the players. You know, players have been told, hey, savor it for a few moments, look around before the game, but Norwayne's been able to not let the stage get too big though and focus on what they need to do. Smithville's the only other team from the WCAL that ever made the state championship game. They lost 33-18 to Marion Pleasant. The only state championship won in our area's history, 1998 Orville, when they won in the final minute against Coldwater. So very rare air for Norwayne. We'll take a break and come back and break down the matchups.
Welcome back to the Daily Records High School Football Insider, our special edition, a look at Saturday's 3 p.m. Division IV championship game between the Norwayne Bobcats and the Kenton Wildcats. And Aaron, what are you doing there?
Well, Mike, I don't think I've used my calculator this much since high school algebra, which didn't go so well, but these are fun numbers to crunch. The statistics, the team and individual statistics from Norwayne and Kenton, really pretty unbelievable. Going into this game, according to the OHSAA unofficial state records, Kenton and Norwayne are already the 6th and 8th highest scoring teams in state history. Now those are unofficial records. There could be maybe a team here or there that wasn't reported, but still it gives you an idea how prolific they are. Kenton, with their national record-setting quarterback Matty Mock, 642 points on the season. Norwayne's only 4 behind, which may surprise some readers. They have 638. The two teams have combined for 1,280 points. They're both averaging just under 46 a game. To throw out one more number on the team scoring, when Norwayne scored the 59 points last week, it tied for the 2nd most in area playoff history with the 1999 Orville team in a state semifinal. West Holmes actually put up 63 on McConnellsville Morgan in the 1999 playoffs, so pretty big numbers.
Yeah, those are huge numbers, and they don't really change much when you start looking at Kenton's numbers individually, as Aaron just referred to. We're taping this on a Wednesday afternoon. Matty Mock, the all-everything quarterback who's headed to Missouri, is expected to be named Ohio's Mr. Football tonight. It'd be a shock if he didn't get it. And with these kind of numbers, he certainly deserves it. He's thrown for almost 5,000 yards, Aaron, and 63 touchdowns this season with only 13 interceptions. And what makes him dangerous is that he's also racked up over 1,700 yards on the ground at about 8 yards a carry. So you have to watch how you pressure him. And another 23 touchdowns. By himself, on a per-game average, he's averaging 480 yards of offense, and he's scored 86 total touchdowns, or has been responsible for 86 total touchdowns this year. Looking at some of their key players on offense, wide receivers, their wide receiver numbers, understandably, are out of this world. Sophomore, first-team All-Ohio, Justin Sawmiller with 129 catches on the season and 19 touchdowns. And there's more. Sophomore Matt Barr, another sophomore, seems to be their deep threat. He averages a team best 18 yards a carry on his 52 catches. He's got 14 touchdowns, as does wide receiver Kieran Fetter, who has 65 catches for over 1,000 yards. And then they even have a slot back with 76 catches. So Matty Mock likes to spread the ball around, and he's certainly got a lot of targets.
I mean, Norway's numbers aren't quite that high, but they're doing the same thing. In fact, Norway coach Joe Harbor using a lot of the basics or fundamentals that Coach Mike Muck has at Kenton with that spread offense, sometimes going no back, a lot of one back for Norway. Norway's outstanding senior quarterback Adam Wallace now has 54 total touchdowns on the year. He has 36 touchdown passes, just under 2,700 yards passing. He's also rushed for 18 touchdowns, 902 yards. John Zimmerly last week with 4 touchdowns. He's as north of south a runner as you're going to find. His 15 touchdowns on the year. He went over 1,000 yards. John Maybaugh and Brady Berger, leading receivers, they have 11 and 12 touchdown catches. Caleb Harris has really come on along in the playoffs. So Norway, a lot of weapons for them, that's for sure. It may come down to what team can find some defense in this game. Mike, what do you think are keys for you as far as if Norway can win this game?
Well, in talking to Joe Harbor this week on the statewide teleconference, he said that he was pretty honest about it. He said if we don't turn the ball over, we're as dangerous as anybody. And so obviously I think they've got to play mistake-free football because they're going to be trying to stay up with Kenton's offense that scored so many points, and keep Kenton's defense is solid, but it's not the 75 Pittsburgh Steelers or anything. So I think if Norway keeps to that balance they've been getting lately with John Zimmerly and Tyler Zimmerly and Adam Wallace running the ball, plus Adam throwing the ball to all of his wide receivers, I think that will help them also. Defensively, you got to try to force some turnovers out of Matty Mock. He's only got 13 interceptions, and he's throwing the ball a zillion times, so it's not that many, and he's a very smart kid. And 2, I think defensively, they have to not let him run and get away. He's a lot like Adam Wallace, that you have to try to contain him. And I think Norway has to make sure they're very sure tacklers, because Kenton, although they'll run a lot of vertical stuff, they like to throw the ball short. Like Mike Mock told me Monday that we'll throw short passes, and then our wide receivers turn into what we hope are the best running backs we have. So I think sure tackling to prevent any of those long gains on a short pass will definitely help.
I think you covered a lot of keys that I definitely agree with those, things like turnovers and defense. Another one you could throw in is just believe you can do it. I was out at Norway's walkthrough Tuesday, and Coach Harbor talked about that to his players after practice. He said, hey, yeah, they do have a guy that's an amazing quarterback. They probably do pass the ball better than us, but we have an overall team. The way we're playing, if we keep playing like we have, we can do it. He said after the Orville playoff win, he thinks is really when the team confidence, they started really shooting for the stars, believing they could win, and he said he thinks that's helped them carry them through in the games against Girard and Johnstown. So I think that key will be taken care of. They'll come into this believing they can win it. I could throw out there a good start for Norway too. Don't get overwhelmed by Kent early. Stay in the game. At the half, But hey, they're going to have to stop Norway too. So all that's left now is to play the game. It's been a lot of fun for us to cover, and throw in the fact too, this could be maybe the highest attended game of all 6 finals. I know the OHSAA is extremely happy to have Norway in it because Wayne County, the proximity, and then you throw in Matt Mock. He's probably the name player of any of the 6 finals games, so it just should be a great atmosphere.
Yeah, especially if he gets named Mr. Ohio like we all expect him to be. I know a lot of people are interested in seeing this kid on the football field. And just to touch on that real quick, Aaron, about what you said about Norway and believing in themselves, these kids, it seems like since that loss to Smithville in Week 9, they really, when the spotlight's been on them, instead of wilting, these kids have just bloomed. And that last week was about as complete a performance as I've ever seen from a high school football team in this area. And when you do that in the state semifinals, then obviously the moment's not too big. We'll be there as we've been all throughout this postseason, and you know, you talked about the players and the fans, everybody enjoying the ride. Us sports writers have enjoyed it too. It's been a lot of fun. We'll be there with a full staff covering the game. We'll be there before the game, during the game, after the game, and then we've got a lot of special things planned for Sunday's paper, win or lose. Thanks for watching the High School Daily Record High School Football Insider, and we'd like to wish the best of luck to both teams on Saturday. Thanks for watching and reading.